Hello everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's Stretch the Sketch. You could see the sketch that we're using for this month's hop, and it's up in the left-hand corner. The sketch was created by Pam Callahan, I hope I'm saying that correctly, for GCD Studios. When I saw this sketch, I thought that it was a great sketch to make into a 2-page layout. So I am starting by layering up some papers, as there seem to be papers in the background of the sketch. And of course, since it's a 2-page spread, I am just kind of mirroring the layered papers on the right onto the left-hand side. Something that was a little unusual is that the 2 red pattern papers are slightly different colors. The paper that's on the right is a little more red, and the paper that's on the left is a little bit more orange, but it was just a very slight difference. I think you could see it right there. But I thought it's close enough and not too much of the red paper is showing. So I just thought that was so unusual that it would be so noticeably different in color. So you could see that I gutted the red paper and I attached it to the white paper. And now I'm attaching the black and green pattern paper to the red paper. The pattern papers and embellishments that I'm using for this layout are from the My Mind's Eye Oh What Fun collection. Those pink background papers, that's just some cardstock from my stash. It's a textured cardstock, and the pink goes along well with some of the pink that was in the pattern papers. You could see in the sketch that there is a horizontal strip, and I wanted to do the same thing on my layout. And of course, since it's a 2-page spread, I am stretching that horizontal piece across both papers. In the sketch, that horizontal paper doesn't go from edge to edge. It's a little bit short on the left, so I did the same thing on the left and the right. I'm using some ATG adhesive to attach down the pattern paper to the white paper, and both of those papers were just cut off from the papers that I used in the background. And please excuse my head, I was using my T-square to draw a line to make sure that that horizontal strip would be straight, and then I double checked it with my T-square once I had attached it down. Now that I have the background elements in place, I'm going to be adding my photos. The photos on the left are probably similar in size to the photos that are in the sketch. On the right-hand side, though, I wanted to add some larger photos. I had some photos that could be cropped down and made small, and some photos that needed to stay a little bit larger in order to see what was going on, so I thought that would be perfect. You could see in the sketch that there are some circles, so I wanted to include some large circles on the layout. Here I'm using one of the pattern papers from the collection. I thought this was a really pretty paper, and some Creative Memories circle cutters. I don't have a ton of Creative Memories items, but I do really like their tools. And these circle cutters, like many people, I bought them so many years ago, but they come in so handy and I still use them on a regular basis. So in addition to having the pattern paper circles, I wanted to put some white circles behind them that are just a tiny bit bigger. And of course, this helps to make what's happening a little bit less confusing for the eye when there's a border around it. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a border around each of these circles. I'm just attaching the pattern paper down to the white cardstock circle, and I place those down. And now I'm using the other side, which was a pink and red stripe, and I'm using this EK Success punch, and I am punching out a scallop for the left, and I didn't have a continuous strip for the right, but that's okay because part of it gets covered up, so I just cut it out in pieces, and here I'm just piecing it together. And then I use some adhesive and attach it down. I do end up making a big change to the layout. I really like this pink pattern paper that I just cut out in circles, but once I started putting the embellishments down on top of it, it just looked way too busy. So I really, like I said, really liked the pattern paper, but I felt that by the end there would just be too much confusion with all the embellishments on top of that pattern paper. So I decided to just pull out those circles and put in some green ones. And I carefully pull them out and I remove the adhesive from the back of them later on because I'm hoping to use those circles in another layout. So I had put some banners that I made out of the pink and red striped paper on top. I took one of them away and added this die cut that says Joy that was also a banner. I added some pink tags. You could see that I put down some chipboard pieces, some trees, and some pine branches. And I have some candy canes and a little card that says December on it that I'm going to use for some journaling. The chipboard sheet had a number of very tiny circles, and I thought those would be cute sprinkled around the outside of the layout. And there's some brads in there as well, although I end up using the brads in a different way than having them in the background. So I'm adding some tags to the circles. There were lots of tags in the embellishments of this collection. So I like tags, and I think that when you add some ribbon, it makes them look very festive. So I thought these would be nice on a Christmas layout. And I like the way the tags look mounted on these circles. I'm putting down some photo corners. I use an EK Success photo corner punch, and I'm punching out 2 photo corners for each photo. And you can see that I am alternating which corner the 2 photo corners go in with each photo. I'm going to continue playing around with those embellishments. I'm switching one tag from one side to the other, and I'm adding a little peppermint brad on the left, or at least I'm trialing it over there. And this little candy cane that I have on the right, I just have a hard time figuring out where I want it to go. Now I'm working on my title, and this title was discovered by my older daughter, Danielle. She was looking on the internet and she came up with this term, Treemendous, and I thought it would make a cute title and I could call it A Tremendous Christmas. So I used a ruler, a plastic ruler, and some thickers. And these are those foam thickers that are glittery. I really like foam thickers because you can reposition them so easily and they do actually stick very well. So I place them down, but I'm going to straighten them out a little bit. I just wanted to get an idea of where I wanted them. So now I'm putting down some enamel dots. For some reason, I had 2 packs of the enamel dots for this collection, and that almost never happened. So I was happy to see that, and it allowed me to put a number of enamel dots on my layout. I alternated 2 different colors of like a mint green and a more bluish green on the scallops on the sides, and then I used the tiniest enamel dot on each of those photo corners. Now I'm taking that little card that says December and I'm going to be journaling on it, so I'm using my ruler and a pencil to draw some lines, and I'm going to do the journaling in a little while. But I just wanted to get that card ready to go, and my goal was to draw the lines in a way that they would be at least almost evenly spaced, and I think that that was accomplished. So I'm putting that back on the left hand side. I'm going to attach down those candy canes, and I'm going to take this little chipboard tag and add some white ribbon to it. And this is a sparkly white ribbon. It's nice and thin, so I was able to get it into that very small opening in the tag. And then I realized I forgot to add the to A Tremendous Christmas. So I put an A on the pine tree there. And then I put that little pine branch with the star on it over the journaling card. And I really like that. I don't know why I ended up taking it off, but I'm thinking I might sneak it back on when I'm done with this video. I really like that little element, and I think it looks kind of cute there. I'm not sure what made me remove it. I added a brad to that little tag on the right that has the red top. I was going to add some ribbon, but then I changed my mind. Decided that I didn't want all of the tags to have ribbon, so I am putting some ribbon on the 2 other tags. And one is the same ribbon that I put on the other tag, and one is a slightly thicker one. The red and white striped tag has a slightly thicker ribbon, and it's not sparkly the way the thinner ribbon is. You can see here I'm using some adhesive to attach down those chipboard pieces. As many of you I'm sure know, chipboard says that it's stickers, but it really does not stick too well most of the time. I did recently find some chipboard that stuck extremely well, and I was very surprised, and I was not prepared because I was not expecting the chipboard to stick. So I had to kind of leave the chipboard where it was originally stuck. But in any case, I continue to kind of play around with those chipboard circles that are in the background. I move them around until I like the way that they look and feel that they're balanced. And you can see that I'm attaching them down and moving them around in the background. I added a little peppermint, I guess it is, to that tag. And now I go back in and I straighten out all of those foam letters, even the A. Now I'm taking a pen and I'm writing the date on that little tag before I lose the piece of paper that has the date written on it. Wanted to make sure I had that attached down. And now I'm doing some journaling. So I often journal with a pencil first, and then once I'm sure that I like what I've written, I go back over it with a black magic marker, and then I try to be very careful to wait a good amount of time before I erase the pencil lines and all of the writing, because a lot of times I have not waited long enough and I've ended up smearing the magic marker. So here I did wait a while, and the good thing is there was no smearing. So I'm now attaching that down finally and using a little bit of glue to hold down that little chipboard piece that wasn't cooperating. I added a heart to the tag that's on the bottom, and that completes the layout. Thank you so much for watching Stretch the Sketch this month, everyone. Please take a look in the description box. There are links to all of the other ladies on YouTube and Instagram who are following along with this hop and this challenge. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I just wanted to say thank you so much to Janet Fritz for everything she does for Stretch the Sketch every month. I hope that all of you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.